Welcome to Joya Podcast episode 2, where we're chatting with Christian. And Christian is a 28-year-old with a property portfolio that most 40-year-olds would be jealous of. Now, Christian went through the scorecard and you completed an early version of this. And whether it's because I was the one looking at the scorecard results or not, you said that you love your job. Is that true?
I'm paid to. Obviously there is a lot of stress that does come with the job, and there can be a bit of pressure at times. But it's generally quite an enjoyable job, and that's why I've done it so long. By far the longest I've done any job.
You're 28 years old. You can't have done a long job.
Yeah, true. But I'm not too far off 10 years. And that's why I hang around. When did I first meet you?
Well, we first met back in near just before Easter, I think, in whatever year that was,
2017? Did I meet? Well, I think.
It must have been 2018.
Did I meet you the year that I joined?
Yeah, yeah. The interesting thing here is, and I don't know whether I've ever told you this before, but within the first few minutes of meeting you, when theoretically I was interviewing you for the job, it quickly became apparent to me that my job wasn't to interview you to figure out if you're good enough for me. My job was to convince you that we were good enough. We were good enough for you.
Yeah. Oh, I did notice the meeting turned into a little bit of a sales pitch when you started teaching me about all the wonderful things that we could do. Yes, no, I do remember that now.
Yeah, it was one of those things. We had to talk about the vision of what was possible in the role, rather than just the job itself. The job itself, you were always going to be able to do, but it's more about partly the earning capacity of being able to work for yourself, because you're in the unusual position where I pay you a salary to work for me, and then you also work for yourself on the side. Doing pretty much the same job, but seeing obviously family, friends.
Yeah, much smaller quantity of people, but still getting to see my own clients in my own time, which is,
Yeah, which is brilliant for me because it helps supplement your income without costing you money. But I guess for 28 years old, you really are in a spectacularly good position financially. When we compare you to normal people, I know that you've got one or two peers that you kind of compete with in terms of where you are and what you're trying to do. But in terms of the average 28-year-old, you're in an amazing position.
Probably, yes. Well, yeah, definitely. And I don't know if it's one or two. I think it's only one other peer that I am competing with.
Who used to work with us and had the same kind of indoctrination in the early days. But yeah, the two of you have just done a really good, really well financially. So then talk me through, you had a go at the Joya Scorecard and you got the results back. And what were your initial impressions when you went through that?
I guess it was good to lay it all out and I guess quantify some of the areas of my life. I wouldn't say I was it was a couple of months now ago that I did. I wouldn't say I was unsurprised by the results, because I have probably been very heavily tilted towards the financial growth in career sort of aspects of my life, and obviously had a baby not too long ago, and the family side has probably taken a hit.
But I remember from looking at your scores that your two worst scores were in the home that you lived in, and your holidays.
Oh yeah.
They were just. You went from, I think, something like 23 out of 25 in the finances section, all the way down to, I think, 7 out of 5 in the home.
And that, no surprises there. Living in Leichhardt is extremely expensive, and we have been trying to live as cheaply as possible. Which is still like $700 a week for a crappy little unit, two-bedroom unit above a restaurant. Yeah, with 4 of us in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's no. Look, when there was 3 of us, a 2-bedroom unit wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
But we've got 4 people in one space. One kid's nearly 8. The other one's getting to 3. It's
sorry, just for those watching, Christian's partner had a child already when they met. You've been together for what, 6 years? 6 years?
4 or 5, I'd say. Well, since 2020 or just started 2019. So maybe almost 6 years.
Yeah, maybe almost 6 years. And she already had a child before that. So you've got one that's kind of adopted, and then the other one is that you had together now 2.5.
Yeah.
So when he's talking about 4 of us, he's talking about as a 28-year-old. It's a big family commitment to start with, and then talk me through the process from there in terms of resetting what you wanted out of life and what you wanted to do.
What after reviewing the scorecard? Yeah. So I think it's sort of the realization that. Yes, it's great to think about your future and your finances, but you've also got to live in the now.
Yeah.
What's the Keynes quote about? In the future we'll be fine, but in the long run we're all dead. In the long run we're all dead, which taken out of context, but in that regard, it's like, well, yeah, if you put everything into tomorrow and nothing into today, you would. Under that principle, you would never enjoy a day of your life. You would just be constantly worried about the future. So it doesn't mean you have to take everything out of tomorrow to enjoy today, but there's got to be a balance.
Yeah. And obviously we've been looking at your short, medium and long-term goals, and that process in its own right is a good thing. But I guess what we've done through Joya is then expanded that to more areas of your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was obviously a few months ago. Where are you at? You're still in the apartment at the moment?
So we are still in the apartment, but there are timing things that we need to consider. So we are in the process of wrapping up the Perth build.
Yep.
And I'll need to sell the front block on that one.
Yep.
But that probably won't be ready to sell until January or February.
Yep.
But we are actively looking at going, well, what does the family home look like? What can we get? What can we do?
Yeah.
And there are a few. It is very tight, but there are some options that we can look at, especially if we push out a bit to Asheville, Croydon.
You had a look at a place the other day. How'd you go with that one?
Yeah, good. It
needs a bit of work.
A lot of work. It's got great bones though. It's just it's I can't believe it's like it must be late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah,
it's so funny. They've got it's this weird thing where they've got like a courtyard area, so the kitchen and the bedroom sort of wrap around a little courtyard area, and it's just obviously the design principle is like, if you're in the 50s, 60s housewife, you want to be able to see your kids while you make stuff in the kitchen, I suppose. But then they've also got a little chute between the kitchen and the TV room so that you can just shove food through there. I'm like,
so you'll be baking away and cooking for the kids in no time.
Yeah. No, I think we're gonna be modernizing that. But it's all a question of how much it goes for, and they don't even know. There's no comparables. So,
and again, just to clarify, when you talk about the Perth build, so the investment strategy that Christian's following is the same one that I'd use myself, the same one that most of us are using at the moment, which is buy an old house on a big block, build a new house in the backyard, subdivide it and sell off the old house. So that's what you're talking about when you say that one should be finished in January.
Yep.
And then you'll be in a position where you've got a bunch more money to be able to throw down. So certainly you've been working on the home life and finding a place, and the place you were looking at was a proper family home with a garden and everything.
Yeah, and within the budget for the house itself, it's just a question of how much of the reno is going to cost, which I have a bit of an idea of. But at the end of it, it should actually be while it's predominantly a family home, it will also, there's some decent equity to be made in that just by doing that, bringing that up to standard into that area. So.
And I guess you have to accept the fact that's going to take a hit to your finances, because the mortgage that you pay on that is going to be significantly more than the rent you're paying on the unit.
Yeah, and I will have to consider, obviously there's another project going on in Norlane. I might have to consider even going, well, do I sell my other investment in Brisbane to go let's just make sure we've got a manageable debt here, and then we'll sort of reset over the next few years and then have another go at investing.
But the brilliant thing is, you're young enough anyway that if you take a slightly backward step financially for the next few years, it's not like you're going to be broke or in a difficult position. So it's just being in that position. And this is what we've often said, is that finance should enable the lifestyle and enable a great life, not be the goal in its own right.
And that's exactly right. Like, you know, money is just really a means to an end. Is what do you actually want to do with your time?
So talk to me about the holidays. You've got some holidays planned?
Yep. I've got one holiday planned currently. That's next week, but that'll be more of a family trip, going to New Zealand with Addie, showing her to the family who haven't met her yet, just taking a bit of time off.
Yeah, nice. But didn't you go away with some mates not long ago as well?
Yep, we did. We went away for Tough Mudder, which got cancelled, but we did go away for a few days. You know, my plan really is, yes, it's good to have those little group trips. I want to figure out a way to have like a 2 to 3 week holiday at least every year.
Yeah.
Something with some serious time off and some time to reset.
Yeah. We've been talking about getting that time off. But I guess you've got the additional challenge of you've got Elias who you can't necessarily take overseas.
No, but there are, you know, that doesn't mean we can't do things in Australia.
Yeah.
It's a big country. But yeah, it is an additional challenge that we can't go overseas. So it's just something to work around. But, you know, you kind of have to take it for what it is and go, well, what can we do with our restrictions?
Yeah. But you're definitely planning in the holiday for next year and booking it in nice and early.
Yeah, I'll have to, yes. My partner is very, if things need to be planned well in advance and notified to make sure that it's all in schedule.
Well, and I think that's a good thing to do, though. I mean, it's all very well to have kind of let's go away next week because we've got some time off. But it's much better if you can go, all right, this is our 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it's going to be, because, you know, booking flights out in advance, booking accommodation. Some of us are quite happy to fly by the seat of their pants on a holiday, but other people need much more pre-planning. But she's got to plan it with her work. Obviously, you've got to plan it through with us as well. You know that we've got a team here that can take care of things when you're away.
Yep.
We just have to push you to get there.
That's right.
But in terms of other areas of your life at the moment, the rest of it's not that bad, is it? Your health is the other one that health is a bit up and down.
Yeah, health is probably middle of the range. Been a journey with steps backwards and forwards. It's one of those things I'm always conscious of. I know the importance of exercising regularly, getting sleep and what you eat.
Yep.
Do I always follow that, or do I have moments of weakness? Yes, but I am conscious of what needs to happen, just not always doing it.
Yeah. But you, Addie, sleeping through the night now?
So.
And again, for those listening, we have a nap room in the office.
Yeah.
Are you using the nap room on a regular basis still?
4 out of 5 days a week, probably. Work days. Yes.
And that's is that 10, 15 minutes, half an hour? What are you going down for?
It takes me a little bit to fall asleep, but probably half an hour I'm sleeping for.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
nice. That's the kind of place we work. That's the kind of ship we run here. But at least it gives you time to get back on track. Have you been getting back into the gym or the swimming? Which one are you doing?
Just gym. I've been doing about 2 times a week at the moment, but you know, my goal is I would like to be gymming 3 times a week and then 2 days of cardio. So that's kind of ideally where I like to be. Plus, walking 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day. If you can sort of hit that, that's not too bad.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Now, you obviously took the scorecard a little while ago.
Yeah.
To get another measure of where you are now and have another look at it. But we are actually running a workshop coming up you're away next week, is it? And you're back the week after.
I'm away for 2 weeks.
You're away for 2 weeks. You'll miss you miss the first workshop. But we'll get you onto the second workshop, and the purpose of that is to go through the goal setting.
Yep.
So that we look at those short, medium and long-term goals for all of the different categories and really start to set some things, some proper plans in motion again.
Yep.
Because I know we've had a crack at that. and you've made a few changes, which is good, but also just getting those clear, because what we know is that the more you aim at, the more you can hit stuff and the more you can link things together.
Yep. That's exactly right. I mean, I know that already from a finance perspective.
Yeah.
But the same rules apply throughout.
Exactly right, to the other areas of your life.
Yeah.
And the more you plan for this stuff, the easier it gets to do. And the more you plan for the holidays, the easier it will be to keep Tyler happy and make sure that she knows when she can book time off at work, and she knows that the flights are planned, she knows what's happening. You know the psychological benefits of taking holidays, don't you?
Oh, I know.
Go on, tell me what are they?
Well, probably the biggest one is the lead up to a holiday.
Yeah.
Which should be, I've read your books and I've heard you talk nonstop. The holiday, whether it's good or bad, is only for a short amount of time. The most benefit you derive would be from the lead up into thinking about the holiday, planning the holiday, the anticipation of that, and then also the memories afterwards that you get. So although the holiday itself is a small but fun pocket, it's all that stuff before and after.
And then the other big thing for you is that because you keep working and you don't take sick days and you don't take holidays for a while, is you need that mental break.
Oh, 100%.
So that's the biggest thing, and that's one of the most important things that we need to make sure that you're doing next year, so that we got your holidays for the year planned, so that you know firstly when you can take them, book them with Tyler, but also we know that you're going to take that mental break, that you can come back and reset, so that you don't burn out and get stressed or whatever, because we do work in a relatively high pressure environment for a lot of the time, and you're very kind enough to shoulder a lot of that from me, so I don't have to worry quite as much about things as I used to.
Yeah, absolutely. But we now got the team that whereas maybe in years past I felt like I couldn't take the time off, I don't feel like, I feel like I've got the team there to actually support while I'm gone. Yeah.
Well, that's Christian. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments. We'd love to hear from more people, and do your scorecard. Figure out where you are. Figure out where your weaknesses are, and don't just put all your energy into one area, because there's a risk of burnout, and there's also the risk that you're just letting other areas of your life slip when they could be on track too.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And the finance is the enabler, not the goal.
That is very, very true.
So that's what we look to get more joy out of your life. And enjoy more time with your family, more time with your friends, and have a brilliant week with a brilliant couple of weeks with Addie. It'll be brilliant for her and the family. She probably won't remember it as much as they do.
No, it is more for them than it is for her.
But the great thing about that is when they see her again in a couple of years' time, they can say, wow, haven't you grown?
Yeah, we can also get some nice photos and family videos together and go.
Yeah, well, make sure you do plenty of that. Obviously, keep in touch while you're away, but don't fuss about work, and make sure you hand it over.
Oh, I plan on not fussing about work.
You're stress-free while you're away, and if it puts stress on me and the rest of the team, we'll cope, we'll be fine.
Awesome.
Brilliant.
What I like to hear.
Thanks so much, Christian, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
That was a second episode of the Joya Life Podcast. We'll be looking forward to more going forward, and hearing the individual stories about life and what it means to have a family in Christian's case, or plan for a family, and what it means to organize your life in such a way that you can hit more goals simultaneously. So look out for the next episode. Do like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Hope that makes sense.